Another news story that people are not going to pay attention to that's actually very important. The United States has received 500 million from Saudi Arabia to help cover the cost of American troops stationed in the kingdom. The payment was reportedly made in December, and last week President Trump said in a Fox News interview that the kingdom had already deposited 1 billion in the bank. However, earlier in the week, the Pentagon could not confirm to the network whether or not the payments had taken place. Consistent with the president's guidance to increase partner burden sharing, the Department of Defense has engaged Saudi Arabia on sharing the cost of these. So they're saying a bunch of nonsense, but I am really taken aback by this story because I had actually told one of my subs during a stream that the U.S. government, or rather the U.S. military, is like AIDS, because even though we only bomb 7 countries, we have troops in over 100 of them, and we'll go there for some specified reason or unspecified in some cases, and then we just stay there year after year, decade after decade, um, and it never ends. And just like with AIDS, you can't get rid of it. You can't get rid of us. We infect the world. But here's the U.S. military, right? Basically being turned into a whore because you've got Saudi Arabia saying, "Hey, here's some dollars. You can keep your troops over here." Like that's a bribe. And I told you, I didn't say this before, but I guarantee you, if this had been somewhere like Iran or North Korea, some country that we're having some Venezuela, rough relationship with currently, saying, "Hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars to keep troops over here." The U.S. government, at least the people on, in positions of leadership, like the president, the secretary of state, would say, "Oh my God, this country is trying to keep us over here for some nefarious purpose." When in reality, we don't know if basically what I'm saying is Saudi Arabia, because it's one of the two U.S. allies that can kind of get away with anything, um, along with Israel, which is a subject for another day. They can do stuff like this. They can pimp out the American government or military. Like 500 million, and you know that we're never going to hear about that money again. They're never going to say, "Here's how it was spent. Here's how it was distributed." We're pouring 500 million. This might seem like a lot of money to a regular person, but you're pouring that on top of yearly or annual 700 billion plus military budgets. So it's kind of it literally is like pouring something on top of a enormous dam and expecting it to matter. And look, that money, if the U.S. was smart and actually cared about its people, could help to cover the cost for school and infrastructure and all kinds of other things that would benefit regular people. But because we like to spread death and destruction, we're going to use that for more bombs and anything else it can afford that will result in more deaths and uh, bills of red. The red being blood, for those who are a little confused.